tonight with Italian Daniel from the River. Hi.
Hi.
So, how's it so far?
It's been above our expectations, I think is the best way to put it. It's just been easily our most successful and best crowd reaction response from headlining over here ever. So it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You have a few sold out shows, right?
Yeah.
All over Europe or was it
Zurich, Cologne, we were a few tickets away in Nuremberg, like less than 10 I think, or something like that. Same with, I think Munich was 25 away, so like very close to sold out in several cities. So.
Are those the venues this time bigger than last time?
Some of them are. It's roughly around the 250 to 600 range, so it goes up and down.
Okay. Your touring schedule is very tight.
Yeah.
You have no days off. One day off, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just from mainland Europe to UK, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just nice. So do you have any time for sightseeing or anything?
On that drive, I think we're just trying to get to London as fast as possible so we can have like a day off. So hopefully we'll be able to go wander around the city that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in the German city, so yeah, this you didn't have much time.
Yeah, sometimes it's tight, and with the schedule, like some of the shows are so late that by the time you can wind down and go to sleep, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then you wake up at 1 to 3 p.m. and then we get in, wake up, coffee, shower, sound check, do press, then we have VIP, and then doors are open, and it's, so we haven't got to go around as much as we would like to this time, but the weather's been actually amazing almost every single day, and even today it's just it's not bad, it's
windy.
Yeah, it's just, overcast and whatnot, but it's been an amazing trip so far.
But you're a pretty hard touring band, you tour a lot?
Yeah, last year we took the most time off ever, and then this year we're touring the most we have, I think, in the last like 2 or 3 years. So, but it's the first time where we've had an album release to begin a cycle where we could tour a decent amount, which is obviously beneficial for the growth of the band and spreading the album to as many places as possible, as fast as possible. Sometimes we put out albums, like in like June, July, August, and then aside from the tour that we were on then, we don't tour for months, in that market. So, or even over here sometimes it's been 6 months after the albums come out, we've gone, and that's, half a year, and so it's not very fresh in people's minds. So it's good that we did the States like right before, and then Europe we're doing it. This is the first tour that Dark Matter's actually been released, and people could have heard the album, and we go home, and 2 weeks later we go to Warped Tour. So this is the most consistent we've played on the release of an album.
You're playing the whole Warped Tour cycle?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think we have anything similar to Warped Tour in Germany. What's so special about Warped?
It's the biggest touring summer festival in the world, but it's 7 weeks of huge shows. Not like over here in Europe, you guys have like weekends that are massive, but Warped Tour, it's spread out, so people don't have to come from as far. So it can be like 12,000 to 30,000 on any given day, and whereas over here it could be like 70,000, 150,000 in just a weekend. So, but that's just the difference. It's city to city to city to city, instead of like weekend to weekend over here. But not that different, I guess. Just more that there's more shows.
More intense for us. More work for us. But
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the hottest time of the year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some shows are just ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we played Warped Tour one time, 2011, I believe, and it was like super hot in Denver, and it's really high elevation there. And right after the set, I had to go to the hospital, like urgent care, because I was just sick and just dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can get pretty rough after 7 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think it's not that expensive for the people to get there. So the entrance, the tickets are not that expensive. Right?
No, like $40 or $50,
Yeah.
including like parking, and you get free water. So yeah, it's not bad for how many bands you see. Like considering some of the bands on their own have $25, $30 tickets, you know, to have, you know, I think it's like 60-some bands this year. They lowered it, but made bigger bands overall. So it's like pay $50, it's a bargain.
Yeah.
To see so many bands.
Yeah, with our weekend festivals are very expensive. I think about €250.
Yeah, it's like a big festival over
That's-
in like Coachella. There's like
Mhm.
250 for a weekend, so that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Because this is more of like a daytime, like very in passing, like he said, like from state to state. It's not just like a gathering.
And there's not really like production on Warped
Yeah.
Tour because it is mostly just during the day. Whereas, like
Down
you know,
low.
those festivals they have headliners that play for an hour. No one plays for an hour on Warped Tour. It's like the most is 35 minutes, and that's if you're like on the main stage. You get 5 extra minutes, so it's like 1 extra song.
And the schedule's always different too.
Yeah. So the biggest band could play at 3 p.m. or they could play at 7 p.m. or 1. So yeah, it's just different. It's made for music discovery is what Warped Tour is.
Yeah,
It's
right.
because you have to come there early to make sure you guarantee seeing the band you love. But the band you love might not play until 7, 8 p.m. So all day you get to discover new music.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it's meant for.
Yeah.
So you don't just come for like one band.
And you have those signing tents, I think.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do daily signings.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like something like that here.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll find someone who will organize something like that.
It's a lot.
To do it
Especially-
over Europe in multiple countries,
Yeah.
and it would be
Massive.
very big overtaking for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dark Matter was released 2 months ago. About 18th of March.
Correct.
It's your biggest record to date. Is that right?
It's in some
The
ways.
responses?
Yeah, the response
response
and
for
our
sure.
streaming is like quadrupled and more of what we've ever had. It's just changing. You know, people can pay $10 a month for Spotify and listen to all the music they want. So people aren't buying albums the same way that they used to. But like our song, our lead single "Trapped" is almost to 1 million on Spotify, and it'll hit there within probably a week or maybe a week and a half. And so we've never had a song hit 1 million in under a year. So it's like 4 times roughly faster that it's growing. And then the reaction at the shows is just night and day. And most of these shows over here in Europe have been 50% and up are first time fans because of Dark Matter. So it's having not just an impact, you know, with listeners, but with physical fans coming to shows now. So I think it's put us over the hump with a lot of our fans that they're like, okay, now I have to see them. So
Yeah, it's definitely connecting better than real, and just in the past, like especially overseas, like we're always that band that like when we play overseas, we usually play with either really heavy bands or bands that are from America, and so this is like our first time playing overseas, just us being the only American bands, and getting that appraisal is big for us because we've always wanted that. We've seen bands like us work very hard and have these like. Because you guys have like a really good like sustainable fan base out here. People really care. In America it's like 10 seconds later they find something new.
Yeah.
And so for us it's like we want to be, careers. We want to have, sustainable careers. So it makes a lot of sense to come over here and bridge that gap. So we're very excited. It's been best so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed you on the Rio tour. I think we're from Munich, so we came from Munich up here. And I don't think you played Munich in the Rio cycle.
Yeah, we didn't.
I was waiting for that.
It was the first tour that we played Germany, and we didn't play Munich that we've ever come over here. Yeah. But it's good because, you know, now when we played, like, the Munich show was our best Munich show we've ever had. So maybe taking that little time off made you guys want us a little bit more.
It seems so, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out. So. Yeah.
So your first record, your first EP, I think, was released 2009, right?
2009.
It's Empire.
Yeah.
So that's 7 years now. Is the songwriting process different from then? You approach the songs differently?
Yeah, very differently. Empire was written fully like in a practice space, but we hadn't toured yet. That's all we were doing was writing and jamming just all the time, like 4 to 6 days a week. We were just writing songs, and we had, I think, from the date of the first song that was written till we actually recorded was like over 6 months. And so when we went into the studio, the good thing was we didn't know any better in some ways, but the bad thing is we hadn't played shows really, so we didn't know how that would translate live, or like, oh, we should not have sang that high, or because it's hard to do. It's, you know, you can do things in the studio that once you factor in running around on stage and bad monitors for 4 nights in a row, you know, we didn't really think about those things then. And as we progressed, you know, we kind of got away from that of writing together, and it was more like for Life Cycles and Real, for not all the songs, but it was more like disconnected, and there was a lot more like individual like songs, and then not a lot of collaboration. And then with this one, we were like, we don't want to do that anymore. You know, we wanted everyone to, whether you play on a song or you have input or you're a part of whatever aspect of it, everyone has like a fingerprint, you know, on a song, because that's what's going to make it special, because we're all individually talented, but together when we can come and find that, you know, mutual, you know, I guess collaboration, that's when we've written now what we feel is our best album. So we went into the studio with some songs, a lot of ideas, and we just recorded different ones and slowly but surely figured out what we liked, what we didn't like. We got rid of things that were not up to par with what we felt we needed the album to be, and you know, it was just so much creativity was bouncing back and forth. We had 3 different rooms to write and record in, and so it was just very like freeing for us as a band, because no idea was a bad idea. Like, if you came to the table and you had an idea, we took it as far as it could go, and if that ended up being an amazing song, it's an amazing song. And if it wasn't that great of an idea, then that's okay, because
we at least got to see.
Yeah, we tested everything. You know, like, everything got to a point where either everyone was like, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, okay, now this is not that cool. Or it was like, this is not cool here, let's not even waste our time. And then some things just grew and grew and grew until they became Dark Matter songs.
Especially like how back in the day, like, you know, we would take a song and it was just kind of like, so that's gonna be how it is, you know.
Yeah.
But with this album, you know, for him, you know, vocally, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't like, because there's so many options, you know. When you write a song, it could be in a different key. There's so many different keys, so we've
never done that before. Yeah,
we found like, okay, this song is cool, but it actually sounds cooler 3 keys lower or higher,
and 5 BPM faster, and you know, like, we just were experimenting with songwriting as a whole, and it was the sickest thing, because we took a song that in the past would have just been, like Daniel said, like, this is what it would have been, and we would have just had to try to make it as good as that could be. Now we bent it to our own individual talents and capabilities, which maximizes that song. So every song, you know, we tested it faster, slower, higher, lower.
As weird as it sounds, I mean,
it makes a huge difference.
It really does. Even like 2 beats per minute, it's so weird. Like, you know, it can make your head bob a little bit more. You know, it's psychological songwriting. You know, and like, I mean, that's why, you know, the album where we're at now, it took us this long to understand. You know, there's so many
7 years. It took us 7 years
so many corners
to figure out. Hey, let's stop doing it the wrong way and let's do it the best way possible.
As a band, make sure that it's, you know, it can be molded, and if not, then, you know, keep going.
You have Matt Good as a producer. He's a musician himself.
Yeah.
Is it easier to work with a producer that's a musician himself,
or
is it harder?
He definitely, like, there's probably some great producers who are not super musically inclined, but having one who is, certain things you can relate to on a deeper level. You know, like certain, especially he's a guitar player and vocalist, so like sometimes certain guitar parts he would understand the benefit of it, whereas someone else may not view it as like necessary. He could find value in instrumentation that maybe a non-musical producer would not.
From being in a band.
Yeah, and also like knowing how like he's written huge songs that react with the crowd, so he could be like, this will do well because this, and he has proof. He you know, it's he has things to back it up with. So when he says like this is not that cool, it's not just someone who doesn't like it. It's someone who's taking in playing shows, a songwriter who's been successful, a producer who is hungry to help our band write the best songs. So you knew that every time he said something or made, you know, a point, it was coming from as many points of knowledge as possible.
Experience.
Yeah.
Because I can't even imagine, like, going to a producer that knows no music theory but just knows how to record. Because for us, I mean, yeah, we know how to write songs, we know how to record, but that wouldn't do anything for us. That would just be paying someone to press record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the
we
end
needed a producer, not an engineer.
You need somebody that wants to be a part of the band. Because we've had engineers and producers in the past that just been like, yeah, sure, that sounds alright, let's record.
Yeah.
You know, and like he said, I mean, he's been in a band, so he exceeds the studio realm, you know, so it's just like way more beneficial, I personally think. And if you don't know a little bit of music, like it's kind of, you're more or less a producer, not engineer, because he could engineer and produce, and I feel like that's very handy, because a producer can just be like yes or no, you know. So
yeah, working with him is the best thing we've done as a band, and he was kind of an underdog, just like we felt we've been our whole career. You know, he needed a band like us that was willing to take risks, to push themselves or ourselves, and he found that with us, and we found him, and the combination was pretty much just like, let's just blow everyone's expectations out of the water. And having someone like that who believes in your band before you've ever recorded one song, that, you know, is a huge morale booster too, because it gives you this sense of confidence of we will not leave this studio until we do have the best album of our career. And, you know, with someone else it might just be more like like just talk, like they're supposed to say that, but with him you could see it like in his face, you could hear it in his words and in his actions. He spent so much time going above and beyond. You know, whereas we've gone with producers like, all right, 10 p.m., 8 p.m., that's it for the day. He would be like, no, we're on a roll, like let's fucking keep going. And we would stay until all hours of the night sometimes, or he'd come in early. He would come in early and work on stuff that he would be like, I had a dream, right? You know, I went home and then I thought of this, and he would come in and like work on programming and stuff and be like, hey, I've worked on this, I've been here since like 6 in the morning, what do you guys think? And we're like, this is insane. So it really was like having a sixth member, having someone who cared about the songs just as much as we did.
To dark matter, it still is the word alive, whereas some producers, you hear that this producer produced this record.
Yeah.
Right. And
you can
regardless
hear
of what band
records
it is, you just hear, okay, it's this producer.
as a staple, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those producers, and I feel like those are the people that go from paycheck to paycheck, and they get sometimes these pot of gold bands that are so worth it for their careers, and then they'll take that band in consideration, but the other bands that follow or preceded them, it's just like another day in the office, you know.
Yeah.
For Matt, it was like a big break for him
Way
to
to go.
do it. So we wanted to be with somebody that was as hungry as us. I mean, in the past we've just been with people that, you know, just getting by.
It was just another album on the resume.
Yeah.
Whereas this was like the album
album
on
for
his
his
resume.
resume.
You know, like
Yeah.
he wanted this one to be able to show everyone like this is like what I'm about, this is what I can do, and yeah, it's great.
Someone's happy.
Yeah.
What's the thing you most miss when you're on tour, especially outside of the US?
Just comfortability, I think. You know, waking up, being able to be like, if I want to hang out with my friends today, I can hang out with my friends. If I want to sit on my couch, do nothing, I can do that.
Burritos.
If I want to go get spicy Mexican food, I can.
We love Mexican food.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just, I love being gone. I love what we do. Like, I want to change my job for the world, but it makes you appreciate the smallest things about your home life. So, you know, I miss, you know, waking up and looking over and seeing my dog and my girlfriend, and waking up early and, you know, making some coffee and just sitting in silence with no schedule.
Yeah,
And
scheduling.
it's,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
no,
very
no
different.
offense to, you know,
No, yeah.
you know, this, but it's just like having that freedom, you know, it's a different kind of, I guess, excitement, you know. Like, I'm excited to tour, I'm excited to play shows, I'm excited to do interviews and talk about, you know, my passion, and then I go home and I'm excited to be a boyfriend, a friend, you know, a dog owner, you know, just the smallest thing is just, it's exciting because it's just, somehow my life has led me to here, and I try to wake up, you know, excited about that every day.
They're separate, kind of, in a way.
Yeah. It's like two people.
Yeah, it's like you have this alter ego, kind of like you're a superhero. You throw on the cape, and we're alive.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like the band is the one wearing the cape, and then sometimes when it's home, it feels like that's the cape.
Yeah, you never know which is the. That's a hard thing to swallow. Sometimes you're like, okay.
What am I today?
Yeah, who am I?
Who am I? Okay. So any message to your fans?
I mean, thank you.
Keep listening.
Yeah, keep listening, keep telling your friends. We come back this summer and we play Summer Breeze and we play Destruction Derby Fest. I know that's a little traveling for some people, but
It can be worth it.
yeah, they're going to be great festivals. We'll be back in August, and hopefully the demand just keeps growing. And if fans keep coming out like this and singing along, going crazy, we'll keep coming back.
2 minutes.
Oh, of course, of course.
I got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.